Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
And I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
And thank you for joining us for another week of weekly recap of the nerdy news that happened this week. Did you do anything fun this week?
I played more Blood, played more Multiverses. Luigi's Mansion came out this week, which we'll get to later.
Yes.
So I've been playing that a little bit. Not a whole lot because it came out later in the week, so I've only had like a little bit of time with it. But yeah, I've been doing that. Me TV Tunes. I've been watching that every night.
Into that.
Yeah, it's scheduled programming and stuff. So
Did that drop this week?
that dropped this week on Tuesday.
I forgot about that.
So I figure you might have as much as that. Yeah, you had.
Yeah, because
so I thought we'd just talk about
Tuesday.
it in small talk. Yeah, your Tuesday was a whole thing.
Yeah,
or our Tuesday was a whole thing, but yours was even more so. But yeah, Me TV Tunes came out, and so I got logged in. It is unfriendly. I think when we talked about it weeks ago, we were like, I don't know if it'll go friendly directly. Yeah. It is already on friendly. Good. So if you have a friendly subscription, it is there. So because I close late at work every night, by the time I get home, it's usually The Mask, the animated series, is what I've gotten to watch, and Police Academy, the animated series, which I didn't know was a thing until we started reading about it and stuff. So that's a whole very interesting. I saw a little bit of Mr. Magoo, but a lot of more of the interesting stuff is earlier during the day or like at 3 a.m. when I'm going to be asleep. I think they play Alf, the animated series, at like 3 a.m. I'm like, man,
I want to see that now.
But now I know there's something to turn on when I get real bad insomnia. So
right, have it on as background noise.
But yeah, so that's more or less what I've been doing this week. I mean, there's other things I could talk about, which I guess as light as this week is for me, I don't know about for you. I could afford a little more.
It's a little bit,
a little more small talk, but yeah. I mean, a lot of what I want to talk about. I guess I could just tell people again: go play Blood. It is so fun, so funny. I got Jacob to play a little bit. It was late at night, so he didn't even get the tutorial. The opening is a little long, but only if it's late at night and you're in a hurry. If you don't think about, at least I didn't think about it being long until someone pointed out to me that they were like, or Jacob, he pointed out to me, he's like, yeah,
it's a little long.
It's a little long, but he figured it was only because it was really late and he was needing to get up early anyway. So he was like, come on, let me get to the first dungeon. And it is a little bit, especially because it's one of those games where you want to go and you want to talk to everybody. So before you get to the first like full on chapter of the game, you've probably spent about 30-40 minutes just going around seeing what you can do. So it is, but that to me, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
The fact that the opening is long because you want to go see everything is.
I mean, it quite literally means you're wanting to play the game.
Yeah. So like,
or do more than just play the game.
Yeah. I think I've told you there's laugh out loud moments. I had another one when I was playing it recently that I was like, okay, that's really funny. Yeah. I don't want to say it because it's one of those things where
it's like you want to get it like firsthand.
It's also kind of a spoiler, so I'm like, I can't. But yeah. So I've been having a lot of fun. I am very close to finishing the Battle Pass for Multiverses.
Good.
I will probably be finished by Thursday, maybe. I was going to say Tuesday, but I haven't gotten to play it a couple days. So, that puts you a little behind. But since the game is launched, they've definitely added measures to make sure that, if you don't play for a while, you're not going to be able to catch up. But that's just how battle passes are in general. Yeah. But they definitely have fixed, because when it first launched, there was this concern of, if I don't play every day, I'm not going to get enough experience. And they've definitely since improved on that. Things that probably should have been fixed before they did their full launch. They probably should have done another open beta, or like a more open beta, because I feel like there were some of these things that they could have tested that they didn't. But that's the whole thing. They've received enough fire their direction that I won't add to it. But I'm just glad that they're fixing those issues, and I just hope it's not too little too late kind of thing. Yeah. But Agent Smith's almost here. They added him to the banner, which means we're getting close to being able to unlock him. So.
Good. Can you still play as Jason?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, like, they're like, skins might go away after a while because that's just a thing. But characters, if they're part of the battle pass or part of a special event, they have already said once those are over, once season 2 has started, the season 1 characters will be added to the fighter store that you will be able to buy with the premium currency.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, Jason. People started to figure out how to fight against him, though. Like,
you can't just be clobbering with him.
You can't just be clobbering with him all the time. Not as much as I used to anyway. So I've definitely started playing other characters more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as good as I like to think I am, because I'll be like, all right, time to get on. Oh, I only need to win this thing 3 times. I can win 3 times.
No.
I was wrong. You know who also plays late at night when they get off work?
Jacob.
No.
Everyone?
All the people who play it a lot, so they're up until late at night playing it. So like, I get matched with a lot of them, or matched with a lot of people that I recognize from some of the closed betas I did. So it's like, anyway, the people who I know are leagues and bounds better than me, even though I like to think I'm pretty decent, at least amongst my friends I am. So at least that helps me sleep at night.
You're the best that we know, and that's all that matters.
There's a reason that you banned Piranha Plant for a little bit, so.
We were playing Smash. Hey, let the record state, I beat you and Hayden and Trent both as Rob. And you know all I do is sideswipe that.
Yeah, he just does the side special where he spins his arms. Yeah.
Exactly, and I managed to beat all 3 of them, which are all way significantly better than I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't ban me from Rob because I don't know how to play as anything else.
Pikachu, you know how to play as Pikachu.
In the old one.
I guess, yeah.
We tried to play for this one. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bring that joke up.
We did try to trick him into playing as Pichu because Pichu's moves all harm also Pichu. So it's
I think you did it once, and I was like, oh, I can do it, and I'm like, wait, what? No, go back to Rob. Anyway.
What did you do this week? We got any Titanic updates? Or?
No, I haven't really played. I've been putting the Titanic down for a little bit. I've been watching Cheers every now and then while like eating or something. So I think I'm almost done with season 4. I know it's season 4. I think I'm almost done with it. I'm in like episode 17 or something like that of season 4. I've been playing a lot of Mafia 3 when I get the chance to, which this week was not that often.
Yeah.
Because of work. I played for 2 hours today, and one mission took me an hour and a half because I kept dying, and I was about to put my controller through the TV.
See, I
hated it so much.
That's why I am so glad when we get to it later. Luigi's Mansion 2 has been a saving grace for my like having a limited amount of play time, and I want to save that for when we actually talk about it when we get to releases. But yeah.
I felt bad because I was playing Planet Zoo, and then I didn't finish Mafia 3 because I was bad at it. I got mad at it. I'm not bad at it. And then I finally was able to play it again. I'm like, okay, I need to finish this. And now I'm like, Planet Zoo calmed me down, and now Mafia 3 is making me angry. But they got a spit take out of me last night in the line that I cannot repeat.
No, you
because
can't.
of language.
You
caught me so off guard.
It made me laugh when you sent it to me.
It caught me off guard.
I need to see if I can't find any screenshots of those blood jokes.
Oh yeah.
Then send to you because
send to me because they're
It's
just those lines just catch me so off guard. I mean, I did see a movie, but we'll bring that up, and that's gonna be about it. I was gonna watch a new Netflix release today, but I was like,
I haven't gotten to watch Ultraman yet. I've been wanting to watch Ultraman.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good. But that's all I did this week. Should we get into the releases?
Yeah, getting releases.
We did have one music release. It's not a big one, but it's just someone I've been following for a little bit. A singer named Jax, who she got her she's known for a single Victoria's Secret on TikTok. You might have heard it here and there. Her debut album called Dear Joe dropped Friday. I did not know that until like 2 days ago when I was scrolling to TikTok, and she's like, oh, I'm releasing an album. I was like, ooh, I'm going to give that a listen to. And then in the TV side, Sunday, we got Orphan Black Echoes premiered on AMC. We got this season 2, episode 2 of House of the Dragon. The Icons That Built America got its series premiere on History Channel, which I believe the first episode was about Evel Knievel. Smiling Friends season 2 finale happened Sunday night on Adult Swim.
I'm behind. I need to watch that one. I think the 2 episodes before
you finish it.
Yeah.
But hey, season 3 is coming.
Season 3 is coming.
Monday, we got the season 3 premiere of Make Some Noise from Drop Out on
Yes.
YouTube. I still need to watch the finale of Game Changer, season 6.
I just need to watch because I'm subscribed to Dropout.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, my smart TV and my PS4 don't have it, and so
Don't have YouTube?
they don't have Dropout.
Oh.
They don't
I'd
put
watch it through YouTube.
They don't put everything that's on Dropout
Oh,
on
they
YouTube.
don't?
They don't put the whole seasons. No. So there's probably, and unless I'm mistaken, because then there wouldn't be any point to having the streaming service.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's through their paywalls. What I pay
yeah,
for on
through their
YouTube.
pay.
Yeah.
So then you might actually be getting everything.
Because
but
I pay for. Yeah.
I pay for the app, so I watch it on my laptop and on my phone. So I'm kind of behind because there's whole new series they've added.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
Actually, no, Game Changer and Make Some Noise is like the 2 that I watch right now before I dip into anything else. I need to watch some more. But Tuesday, we got the episode 5 of The Acolyte, which is so good. So good. I know you haven't seen it, but it's so good.
I might have to censor that.
I leaned away and then I made perfect signs, and it was amazing. It was amazing. The whole time I was like jaw to the floor, like, what is happening? Thursday, June 27th, we got the season 2A premiere of That 90s Show on Netflix. Got the series premiere of Supercell on Netflix, and then all episodes of The Bear season 3 dropped on FX on Hulu Thursday, June 27th. And then the series premiere of the new Disney Junior show Ariel also started on Thursday, June 27th. And on Friday, we got Wandla, which a series premiere on Apple TV Plus is an animated fantasy series, which looked kind of interesting.
I didn't even know. I guess I need to pay more attention to Apple TV
Apple TV got some
stuff
good shows.
because there's that show with Jennifer Aniston and
The Morning Show.
Yeah, the morning show.
Yeah.
Peanuts has all this original stuff.
I think there's new
coming
Snoopy
out.
stuff coming up soon.
and
Yeah.
it's like
They got some good shows on
Yeah.
there. Prehistoric Planet, which if anyone's interested in nature stuff, that's like Jon Favreau teamed up with David Attenborough, and they did like CGI dinosaurs. It looks amazing.
because
Set against real backdrops.
I'm good at paying attention to what Amazon has and sometimes Netflix. Their original animated stuff anymore is all anime. So it's like I or
adult.
anime or quote unquote anime.
Yeah.
So like it can't, Apple TV kind of gets lost in the shuffle when I'm like looking at new shows to watch.
Yeah. They make some good stuff. Good stuff. I'm like actually gonna watch this at some point. Wanda.
The clip I saw, I think that Discussing Film retweeted. I don't think they posted. I think they just retweeted it. Anyway, it looked interesting. Where I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But then there's the character that the main character called Mother in the clip. I was like, well, she's animated differently. That's kind of Anyway, so I want to see why she looks like that because it's like what
as
is
opposed to everything else.
Yeah.
It looks very interesting. I think it's on my list to start watching. On the movie side, Tuesday, June 25th, we got I Am, Celine Dion, on Amazon Prime. It's a documentary, quote, serving as a love letter to her fans. Celine Dion highlights the music that has guided her life while also showcasing the resilience of the human spirit as she struggles with a life-altering illness. We got Fancy Dance, released on Apple TV Plus. At the risk of losing custody to Jax's father, Frank, played by Shea Wiggum, the pair hit the road and scour the backcountry to track down Roki's mother in time for the powwow. What begins as a search gradually turns into a far deeper investigation into the complexities and the contradictions of indigenous women moving through a colonized world and at the mercy of a failed justice system. Starring Shea Wiggum and Lily Gladstone. We got, and the one that I almost watched today, I wanted to watch, A Family Affair, starting on Netflix. It's like a rom-com comedy with starring Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, and Joey King. The synopsis reads, a surprising romance kicks off comic consequences for a young woman, her mother, and her movie star boss as they face the complications of love, sex, and identity, which basically her mom falls in love with her movie star boss, played by Zac Efron, and hilarity ensues. I'm very excited to see that. We got Daddy-O released in theaters. You heard our synopsis about it on the, I think it was Tribeca Film Festival.
Probably.
The same week as Odyssey. With Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn, a woman gets into a taxi at New York airport and gradually tells the driver about her unfortunate decisions that led to an affair with a married man. The driver also reveals more and more about his life. We got Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1, which you do not know was of 4 until today.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner's Western epic starring himself, Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington, Michael Rooker, and Luke Wilson, among many others. Took my dad and my mom to see it in Jackson, and he fell asleep.
Yeah.
But of course, my mom and my dad love Yellowstone, and so anything Kevin Costner touches is like gold to them. And I think they really enjoyed it. But it was 3 hours, and sometimes I'm like, I can feel it a little bit, but I was never like, this is kind of boring. I was never like that.
You never like that?
No.
It's one of those ones where like you hear a 3 hour run time, and that is either going to be to the detriment or to the benefit of the movie.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand the amount of times it's been a benefit.
Yeah.
So like,
and if you're going to see Horizon, you know you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
A lot of the audience is like old people and then like rednecks and or like farmers.
The Western audience.
Yeah. The Yellowstone audience.
Yeah.
The Yellowstone audience.
I'm hit or miss with Westerns. There's a lot of I like a lot of John Wayne stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly because I grew up watching it with my grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, or both grandpas. I grew up watching it with both grandpas.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that was a soft spot. But then there's some that I've legitimately watched and been like, no, I actually liked this.
The Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, Cowboys versus Aliens.
Here's the thing. I know at one point I meant to sit down and watch it. I can't remember if I actually did or not, but for something's telling me I did, but I can't remember anything about it.
That's why I brought it up, because I was like, let me try. I'm legitimately sharing what my feelings are in Westerns. Let me share the one thing that I know, like, just by name.
Cowboys versus Aliens. Cowboy, the Ridiculous Six. No, I enjoyed it. I mean, I could definitely tell. It feels like a lot of different stories put together, but it's also supposed to take place over 12 years across 4 movies, which 2 have already been filmed. The next one comes out in August.
Fun fact, they filmed them in real time, like Boyhood, and so...
No, they're actually making a movie like that. I forget what it was that's coming out. I think someone is, again.
Again? I wouldn't know.
It might be on my new stuff this week. It
Okay.
might have been, but I don't know. I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh, that's like Boyhood. And yeah, it might be Richard Linklater too. But yeah, the next big one that came out, and possibly the biggest of this week, probably, is the prequel to A Quiet Place called A Quiet Place Day 1, dropped in theaters. When New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion, a woman and other survivors try to find a way to safety. They soon learn that they must remain absolutely silent as the mysterious creatures are drawn to the slightest sound. Starring Lupita Nyong'o, Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff, and I never figured out how to pronounce his name, Jimon Hunsu. It's getting really good reviews, and they're also saying it's like one of the best prequels ever made and the best of the series. Which I'm like, wow.
I saw a review. I can't remember if it was IGN or Variety or whoever, like, leave a review of it that was like, you know, most prequels are kind of like, well, there's not a lot of, especially with prequels to horror movies or a horror thriller is what I would call Quiet Place, where it's like, well, we know the stakes. We know if these characters haven't been, you know, brought up, it's probably because, but no, they've legitimately, like, I've heard that it's legitimately like.
Exactly. And also the first 2 was in like the country, and now this one's in New York City.
Yeah.
And that's all my releases for this week. You got anything on your side?
I do. I have a few this week for video games. On June 25th, we had the release of Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition on all platforms. A little to the left, Seeing Stars DLC expansion on PC. Frogun Encore, the sequel to Frogun, on all consoles. That's like a retro. It's based on I cannot remember the name of it, but if I remember right, the gameplay is based on this old Nintendo 64 game where you play as chameleons. Where you use your tongues to like pull off jumping across things and like enemies and stuff. So this is
kind of like a grappling hook.
Kind of like grappling hook. And so the Frog Gun is based on that, where it's this girl and she has a gun that looks like a frog, and so you shoot out like a frog's tongue to do. Anyway, so a sequel to that, Frog Gun Encore, came out on all platforms, and then Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble came out on Switch. Super Monkey Ball is it's an older Sega franchise, and so I didn't play a lot of Sega games other than like a few Sonic the Hedgehog things until I was much older. So my only memories of playing like Super Monkey Ball is my dentist that we had when we lived one city or the other. Yeah. But they had a Dreamcast, I think, in their
I've heard
lobby.
A lot about like having video games in lobbies, and I'm like, we never had that here.
And so I would play. It was Sonic CD Blast or something like that, and then Super Monkey Ball were like the two games. And so that is my only exposure to Super Monkey Ball. So I have not played another game since we went to that dentist in that series. So this might be something to pick up. It is a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
On June 26th, M. Bison released for Street Fighter 6. Those with the Ultimate Pass can get him immediately. On June 27th, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD came out on Switch.
Yes.
It's a perfectly fine port. I wouldn't say it's their most impressive port. It is impressive in the fact that it is a 3DS game that is now on a console. So there's definitely things about it looks way better. It automatically is going to run better. Sounds better. But there's some animations I found to be a little stiffer than they were on the 3DS, which is interesting. But I'm having a good time with it. I own it's not as like big a release for me because I've owned the 3DS version. I actually started playing it recently before the Switch version was announced. Well, I guess that would be almost a year ago that I started playing it then because it was announced like September. Yeah, it's one of those. It's not like the first. It's not like the first or third Luigi's Mansion where it's very open ended or it's very open and your exploration, where it's level focused, where you get a 30 to 40 minute mission to go do something, and then you get pulled back to the hub world, which isn't. It's just basically a menu that's in 3D.
Yeah. And
so it's been great for not having a lot of time to play games. I can sit down, play one level of Luigi's Mansion, and then go to bed or go to work or whatever. And so I've been having a lot of fun with it.
I need to get it because you know me and Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion, the game franchise that made you realize, wait.
They made all of us realize. Jay's a gamer?
Jay's a gamer? Holy moly. And on June 26th, we had Spy Anya Operation Memories on Switch, PlayStation, and PC. It is the video game based on Spy Family. Follows Anya, who gets a school assignment for like making like a memory journal or something like that. So you play a bunch of little like cute mini games to fill the memory journal, and it seems lovely. So those are my releases for this week.
All your releases?
Yep.
We got a couple of new. See, last week we only had like 3 posters that dropped. This week we had like a bunch, including trailers. We got new posters for Heretic, Red One, new poster for Batman, Cape Crusader, 2 new character posters for SpongeBob and Sandy for Saving Bikini Bottom, a Sandy Cheeks movie. Releases August 2nd on Netflix. And character posters for The Umbrella Academy Season 4 and a poster for Cobra Kai Season 6. We got some new trailers for Nosferatu, the one that was tagged exclusively onto the Bike Riders, released online. It is in theaters on Christmas this year. We got a new trailer for Heretic, released on November 15th in theaters. We got the final trailer earlier in the week for A Quiet Place Day 1, which is strange that they released it the week of. And then the new trailer for Red One, which we both talked about, looks hilarious.
Yeah, to me, it looks like one of those things where I'm going to love it, and critics are just going to be like, yeah, no, this is terrible. Never, we're not allowed to have fun, so we don't like this movie.
It looks so funny.
If you go in knowing it's a ridiculous concept, you're going to like it.
Santa is kidnapped, played by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
And one of his elf, which is, I think, like an extremely large something.
Yeah.
Is played by The Rock. And then they hire Chris Evans, which is on the naughty list, who's like a tracker.
Yeah.
Who
literally steals candy from babies.
Exactly. Literally. Quite literally. And then Lucy Liu is like the handler or something like that. And there's this big talking polar bear.
And then
they have to save Santa Claus.
They have to
Christmas
fight
is going to be canceled
at some point.
Krampus and like snowmen.
Yeah.
Literally slap fight Krampus.
Yeah.
It is so absurd. Nick Kroll's in there somewhere, apparently, I saw. He's probably the polar bear, let's be honest.
Yeah, but anyway.
But it looks so funny.
It looks, I cannot wait for it.
We got the new trailer for Batman, Caped Crusader. It's releasing on August 1st on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I wasn't able to watch it. I keep forgetting.
We'll be right back. We're going to watch it right now.
Oh, so good.
Right?
Oh, so good.
Dude, I'm so excited. There's a couple fears I have. One, I don't think Two-Face's design is all that great. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't change the color of his skin on his burning.
It's just the jaw.
It's just it's mangled, but Which I mean, okay, but like everything else, the Clayface does. I cannot wait to see what they do.
Is
with
that the
Clay.
one that had like the chunk out? Like the little rectangle chunk.
I think so, but I want to say he's also the one with the bandana that has the real freak.
Oh, okay.
I want to say that's also Clayface. I could be wrong. That could be somebody else. But it looks like Alfred's going to be a little more involved because even in the Batman the Animated Series, Alfred had some episodes that were focused, but he's usually there to make a like wisecrack or like be like, you know, Batman to have some evidence for something. He'll be like, "Oh, good heavens!" and then it'll just go on to the next thing. So the trailer, there's all that smoke that goes inside of him and stuff. So it seems like he might be a part of the story. That was the redhead was Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Which
I figured that.
The only thing about Bruce Timm working on this.
Ooh, could McKenna Grace be Barbara?
Maybe. I don't think so.
How old is this Barbara?
That Barbara is supposed to be Batman's age.
Okay.
So I doubt. Yeah, I doubt it. No. Anyway, the only thing that scares me about Bruce Timm working on this and having Barbara Gordon be is he ships Barbara Gordon and Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. Like that he wants them to be a couple. And this might be on the same level as the Lego Batman movie where I go, okay, it makes a little more sense. They're actually the same age and stuff, but like in the animated series, she's
not problematic
younger, but you know,
young enough to be like, huh?
Yeah, and so it's like just let Barbara Gordon is Dick Grayson's like that's you know, Bruce has Selena Kyle,
Batgirl.
You know, so it's we'll see how this goes because we'll just see how that goes. But that's not going to ruin the series for me. That's just going to be another thing where it's like, well, you can tell Bruce Timm worked on this. Yeah, you know. But anyway, I'm so excited. It looks so good. The fact that it's only 10 episodes kills me. Like I look at that trailer.
And that's usual for now. Like 8 to 12.
I look at that trailer. I'm like, give me a normal season.
Full 22 episodes.
It's 22, 20, 26, 20. Just give me, 20, which I mean, hasn't it already been renewed for a second season, or it was all automatically picked up for 2 seasons?
Something like that.
Anyway,
2 or 3.
But I'm very excited for it, and we talked about it a lot last week too. But like,
when the whole announcement.
I mean, you heard Harley Quinn, you know.
Oh yeah.
And like her walking in and stuff. And we saw Firefly.
Rip Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
He didn't die. He was just going to be Firefly and
Batgirl. And Batgirl.
Yeah.
The movie.
We're not getting into that.
Yeah. the movie that does not exist anymore. But so August 1st is
up
there for me. I'm excited for August 1st because I'll
put you that day.
I'll probably no, don't do that. I will probably watch all episodes at once if I'm not careful. So
just binge it.
Yeah,
binge it all. We also got the first trailer for Here, releasing on November 15th in theaters. It's Tom Hanks, Robin Wright's returning. It takes place. It's Robert Zemeckis. It's basically you have a shot that's like one location, and then it's like centuries of stuff that happens from that one. It's like a never-ending shot of the story that follows. And like there's de-aged versions of themselves. It looks beautiful. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. We got the first trailer for that. Drops August 1st on Netflix. And then 2 Mark Wahlberg trailers dropped this week. Flight Risk, which you might have heard us talk about a couple weeks ago. Mel Gibson's new movie, released on October 18th in theaters. Basically, there's like a pilot, and they're transporting a convict played by Topher Grace.
All right.
And like the co-pilot, or no, she's the co-pilot, and the pilot is played by Mark Wahlberg, but it turns out he's a hitman hired by the mob to take out the guy because he's like going to leak secrets on him. And he has like he's like plays a bald guy with a like weird Midwest accent. We also got a new trailer for August 6th, or The Union, coming out August 16th on Netflix. Another Mark Wahlberg movie where Halle Berry plays his like high school crush who comes back, and later in his life he plays a construction worker, and then it's the typical Mark Wahlberg now, where he's launched into the world of spies, and they have to use him to basically infiltrate this place because everyone else knows the secrets, and he's not a spy. It's basically like that. It sounds like the traditional Mark Wahlberg thing. My Spy, I'm there for it.
That started to sound like man, Mark Wahlberg doing a rom-com. That's never mind.
Nope.
That makes sense.
Nope. Mark Wahlberg doing a rom. He did give us Father Stew, so you never know. He could know what he has in his pocket.
Yeah.
And release dates and windows, we got Shrek 5 Eddie Murphy thinks it will release in 2025, and he has begun recording lines for the film.
Didn't Eddie Murphy also start recording lines for the film and thought it was going to release in 2020, like
I think so.
several years ago?
I think so. So there's like a little asterisk next to this. Take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But, I mean, hopefully.
We've heard rumblings on this movie for a while. We've heard, is it going to be a soft reboot? Is it going to be, apparently it's Shrek 5.
Shrek 5. I heard, like, years ago someone say it was going to be, like, Illumination was picking it up. I was like, what? No,
yeah, well, it wasn't Illumination picking it up. It was that the head of Illumination, Chris,
okay. Chris, I don't
whatever.
know.
Anyway, he was asked to direct it, I think is what it was.
Oh, okay. And I just saw Illumination, and I was like, Shrek's going to be Illumination now?
But
Minion donkeys? No, I'm just kidding. Well, you'll get into that next week.
Waffles.
No, please.
Waffle.
I hate
Waffle.
You'll get my full reaction on Minions next week. We got the first release date for a new release date for Nobody 2, released on August 15th, 2025. Timo Tadjanto is set to direct. I probably butchered that last name. The next Yorgos Lanthimos movie, starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, will release on November 7th, 2025. Follows two conspiracy-obsessed men who kidnap a major CEO, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying Earth. The live-action Street Fighter movie releases on March 20th, 2026.
It recently changed directors.
It did. Was it Raka was going to direct it?
It's kind of like...
They dropped out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The original directors were really promising because they did some stuff on YouTube, I think.
And then they did a horror movie last year that was really good.
Yeah, anyway, so it's like, we'll see.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
Losing those directors is kind of like a big oof.
Exactly. Because now you're going to get someone else in. But the sequel to Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, will release on March 26, 2027. And then it was announced, I believe yesterday, an untitled Warner Brothers and legendary event film directed by Denis Villeneuve. Got a release date of December 18th, 2026. It is rumored it could be Dune Messiah, Dune 3, because he said he was going to take a break. And I was thinking he went back on that, and I was thinking it because Denis and Legendary have been working on the script and locking on casting. And that's all I got for release dates, trailers, and posters.
I can go into a little more
all over the place
gaming news. We got a release date trailer for Mika and the Witch's Mountain. You play as a cute little witch who delivers packages, and so it's very much inspired by Kiki's Delivery Service, the Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah.
It looks, I've been following it for a while. I'm excited for it to come out. That comes out August 21st, 2024 on Switch and PC. We also got a release date trailer for Sam & Max The Devil's Playhouse remastered version of the third season of the Sam & Max Telltale series. It was remastered by a team that was started by a lot of the developers that worked on it originally. That comes out on all major platforms August 14th. We also got an announcement trailer for Star Wars Bounty Hunter, an enhanced re-release of the 2002 game starring Jango Fett. It releases August 1st on all major platforms. We got a reveal trailer for Hotel Galactic, a cozy hotel management game in a fantasy setting, coming soon to PC. We also got a trailer for Epic Mickey Rebrushed, giving us a release date of September 24th, and a limited collector's edition with a 28-centimeter Mickey Mouse statue, 6 postcards with game art, a vintage-style Epic Mickey 10 sign, a steelbook, an Oswald the Lucky Rabbit keychain, and the Costume Pack DLC, which comes with 3 costumes. The collector's edition will sell for $199.99. And if you pre-order the game digitally on any console, so not PC, you will receive the costume pack and 24-hour early access to the game.
Are you going to get that?
I'd like to get the collector's edition, but that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to pre-order it quite yet because I like to have physical copies of things.
Same.
So we also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, the roguelike game in the TMNT franchise, has announced a release date for its Nintendo Switch port of July 17th. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 updated to version 1.10, which adds game balances, a new squads mode, which pits 2 teams of 3 characters against each other, with each stock being one of those fighters. There's a mode like that in Super Smash Bros. That we've played against each other on.
Yeah.
A new game plus mode to the story mode, and new layouts to the Clockwork Layer stage. We also got a training mode trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and a character trailer, which I forgot to watch. I marked down to watch it and I forgot, so I don't know what character it showed off. I'm not familiar enough with Dragon Ball to be able to look at the thumbnail and go, oh, it's that character. Microsoft announced a Xbox Cloud gaming app, which will release on Amazon Fire TV 4K Max and TV Stick 4K, giving access to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate games for currently subscribed members. So that, it's the thing. Well, you'll be streaming the game, so it won't run as well as, unless your internet's just super good. It's not going to run as well as having the console itself. But if you have Game Pass for like your computer or something, you can hook your Fire Stick to your TV and play it that way. So that's pretty cool. On June 27th, the Steam summer sale began. It ends July 11th. So if you're a PC gamer, hop on there, see any of those games. I know almost, if not all, of my wish list is on sale, which is a dangerous game to play.
There's so much coming out for you right now.
But I'm going to control myself. I'm probably not going to get anything.
Financially responsible.
I'm trying to be. Anyway, that's all of my miscellaneous news for this week. A lot more than I thought, because when I told you yesterday, I was like, oh, there's only a few things. I was like, oh, wait, no, I forgot about Mickey Mouse. How can I forget about Epic Mickey? Like, that's a childhood game for me. So, anyway.
We got some new looks this week. Some new look at Alien Romulus, which featured Kaylee Spaney in theaters on August 16th. And we got a first look at the new animated Dogman movie.
Yes.
Coming out.
I have not read a single... Yeah, it's still DreamWorks. I have not read a single Dogman book.
I've read like 2 or 3.
I love Dave Pilkey stuff is just...
Oh, yeah. It's...
Captain Underpants is a big, important thing for me as an artist and as a child. So, like... Dude,
I haven't seen the Captain Underpants movie since we saw it in theaters. Did I see it with you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because then I went to Walmart right after, and I bought it on DVD when it came out, and I wore the cape, the little child's cape.
Oh, that they used to come stuff with. Oh, dude, that movie is so good.
It should have gotten a sequel. That is all I'm saying. I know they got a TV
more
show.
As Nick Kroll as Professor Poopy Pants.
Yeah, like. Oh, and there's so many villains you could have done.
The Wedgie Woman.
Wedgie
the
Woman.
Talkie Toilet. The whole future thing.
Yeah.
Which Poopy Pants is like the Thanos evil, of that universe.
The evil hamster, like...
Yeah. Was it Zulu? You also got the pterodactyl.
Anyway.
Come on. Make a MCU, but for Dave Pilkey characters.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got so riled up about
Now,
that.
the question is Dogman going to start with Thomas Middleditch and...
oh no!
And Kevin Hart as George and Harold going, "This is our new comic book," and then or is it just gonna be
in its own thing?
Yeah.
Who would be a good voice for Dogman?
I don't know, because I haven't read the books, so
I don't remember.
But I think we got a new look at this. But I think the original initially new look was because the cover for the art book leaked.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the cover of art. They called it the first look, and it was actually from the movie, but yeah.
But
the new art book
so
release.
Doesn't it not release till next year?
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, if it was coming out this year, I think I would have been more aware about it. But
same.
Anyway.
Yeah. We got our first look at Disclaimer, as a first look at Kate Blanchett and Alfonso Cuarón's new series. Follows a journalist who receives a novel from an unknown author and is horrified to realize how it exposes her darkest secrets. Premieres October 11th on Apple TV+. Along with trailers, we got first looks for Here and Flight Risk, as previously mentioned, and a first look at Slow Horses Season 4, releasing on September 4th on Apple TV+. We only got one casting on my side this week, Andor Season 2. Ben Mendelsohn is returning as Krennic from Rogue One. And then a couple of new announcements. While asked about Shrek 5, Eddie Murphy announced that a Shrek spinoff movie is in the works focused on Donkey. He will return to voice Donkey, and it was announced today that he said it will include his dragon wife, and he said donkey dragon children. Please.
Dronkies.
They're called dronkies.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Murphy. But
exactly. They're dronkies.
They're dronkies.
And one of them is stupid, and he's my favorite. Are they all stupid or just one? I feel like one's like cross-eyed in the movies.
They're all kind of
dumb,
like clumsy.
But there's like one.
Yeah, I think there's one in particular that's
I have the McDonald's toy of that.
I have
somewhere, and it's one of my favorites.
We used to have all 4 of them.
The cups,
and one broke.
The
but
glasses from
I have
McDonald's?
2 out of the 3 McDonald's Shrek the Third cups.
Oh, Shrek the Third.
I think it's or Shrek the
I
Fourth.
think it's Shrek Forever After.
Forever or Shrek.
Because I think
Shrek
they released
Forever
like
After.
4 because it was like a Donkey Shrek, Puss in Boots, and I think Rumpelstiltskin.
And then there was a Fiona. There was a Fiona.
Fiona.
one.
Okay, so it wasn't Rumpelstiltskin.
Anyway,
Fiona.
so
We have all 4 at our old house.
I have 3 out of the 4, but my sister took because we drank so much sweet tea out of those things when we spent summers at my granny and pa's house when they lived in Illinois.
Yeah.
And so when they moved, they were like, "Hey, do you want these?" And my sister and I were like, "Yeah." My cousins were like, So my sister and I were like, "Yeah, we'll take them."
Yeah.
So she got the Fiona cup, and I think I have Puss in Boots and Donkey. So it's the Shrek cup that's like gone and lost into the ether somewhere. They had a Shrek. I swear they had all 4 of them.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they like recalled or something at one point, or is that a different?
that they might have been, but we were like, well, we're not drinking out of them anymore, and also
we're fine.
entire childhoods of drinking out of those things and not not having any differences.
Just got me so off guard. You need to leave this in. He just, when he said differences, he jerked as if he had a reaction to something, and it scared me and both surprised me at the same time. I thought you were going to knock your mic off the table.
Oh, that is the sound of me being proud of myself.
No. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, we need to just move on.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Okay. Well, it was also announced this week, Snatchback, Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller will star in a new series together. Follows a highly skilled, privately contracted team of operatives as they recover hostages from across the world. And Richard Gadd, who was behind and starred in the Baby Reindeer show on Netflix, he announced his next TV series will be with HBO, and it will be called Lions. Follows the relationship between a pair of estranged brothers over the span of 40 years. And then, continuing from last week, we got some celebrity birthdays this week. Quite a bit, as you can see on my list here. Sunday, we got Jason Mraz, turned 47. Melissa Rauch from The Big Bang Theory and the Night Court Revival, turned 44. And then Randy Jackson, singer and former American Idol judge, turned 68. Monday, you got Lionel Messi, the soccer star, turned 36. And Mindy Kaling of The Office, The Mini Project, and I specifically put Velma in here for you, turned 44 years. Tuesday, June 25th, McKenna Grace, star of Ghostbusters Afterlife, and a lot of younger versions of popular female characters. She turned 17. Ricky Gervais, comedian, and the original Office star, and also Night at the Museum, special place in my heart, turned 62. And Linda Cardellini from the original Scooby-Doo movies and Dead to Me, she's in the MCU, she's Clint Barton's wife, and that, amongst many others.
And voice so much.
Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, yeah.
Yeah.
These two were the first one that came off the top of my head. She turned 48. Wednesday, June 26th, we got Ariana Grande. She turned 30. Jacob Elordi from Euphoria, Priscilla, and Saltburn. He turned 26. And then 2 Parks and Recreation alums both share a June 26th birthday. One being Aubrey Plaza. She turned 39. And Nick Offerman turning 53. And it was also our friend Lindsay's birthday. Thursday, June 27th, Khloe Kardashian turned 39. Tobey Maguire, OG Spider-Man, turned 48. J.J. Abrams turned 57. And Ben Bocklett, creator of The Amazing World of Gumball, turned 44. Friday, June 28th, Markiplier turned 34. Kathy Bates of Misery and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, amongst many others, as usual, turned 74. And Mel Brooks, legendary director behind Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, History of the World. He turned 97. Saturday, June 29th, Nicole Scherzinger, singer, and is she still judge on The Masked Singer? She was. Former?
Because she was replaced.
Robin Thicke, Judy McCarthy, Ken Jeong, and
former.
Rita Ora. She turned 45. Colin Jost, SNL Weekend Update co-anchor and husband of Scarlett Johansson, which he gets a lot of crap on, turns 41. Not crap. And Gary Busey turns 79. He's an actor. I know him from when he was on The Celebrity Apprentice because my dad watched that religiously. Mm-hmm. And him and Meatloaf had that feud in that whole show, and that's all I know him from. And that is all my birthdays for this. Not all of them, there's more, but that's all the ones I wrote down for this week.
Got some Got some This Week in History for you guys. June 23rd was the 35th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman, and also the 35th anniversary of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It was
So
also
good.
the 18th anniversary of Click.
That movie is surprisingly very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also...
Hits you right in the gut.
Yeah.
But it's Adam Sandler and Henry Winkler. Hilarious.
And of all movies, it's the one where a man accidentally goes back too far in time and Marge Simpson gives birth to him. So, that's a whole thing. The first time I watched that movie, I was way too young to have watched it, so I was scarred for life. It was also the 33rd anniversary of the original Sonic the Hedgehog and the 28th anniversary of Super Mario 64, as well as the Nintendo 64, and the 25th anniversary of Ape Escape. June 24th was the 37th anniversary of Spaceballs, the 30th anniversary of The Lion King, the 15th anniversary of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, and the 25th anniversary of Persona 2 Innocent Sin. June 25th was the 42nd anniversary of Blade Runner, the 42nd anniversary of The Thing, the 20th anniversary of The Notebook, the 15th anniversary of Wii Sports Resort, and the 5th anniversary of The Sinking City, which is a Eldritch horror game, Cthulhu mythos game.
Yeah.
It's weird to think it's been 5 years since that came out already, because I remember being excited for that because a friend of mine, or Hayden and I, played through Call of Cthulhu together.
It was like 5 years. Feels like not that long ago.
But also so long ago forever. At the same time, probably because of the
COVID,
pandemic that we're like, oh man, 5 years ago.
Endgame was 5 years ago.
Right?
We're coming up on the 5-year anniversary of Spider-Man Far From Home.
June 26th was the 65th anniversary of Darby O'Gill and the Little People, and the 43rd anniversary of the U.S. release of For Your Eyes Only, the 007 movie. We also got the 15th anniversary of Smart House, the Disney Channel original movie about a smart house who wants to become the kid's mom. We also got the June 26th, remind everybody, we also got the 21st anniversary of Kirby and the Crystal Shards and the 10th anniversary of Shovel Knight, we talked about last week.
Yeah.
June 27th was the 51st anniversary of Live and Let Die.
Live. We can't sing that.
Nope, you can't. 38th anniversary of Labyrinth. I sang earlier today. That was a little close.
Exactly.
So we also got the 16th anniversary of WALL-E and the 27th anniversary of Mischief Makers.
How long ago was WALL-E?
16 years.
Oh my goodness.
16 years since the greatest love story of our time. June 28th was the 73rd anniversary of the Lavender Hill Mob. Got the 39th anniversary of St. Elmo's Fire. The 18th anniversary of Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. We also got the 33rd anniversary of Adventures of Mana and the 20th anniversary of the Spider-Man 2 Tobey Maguire game and the 5th anniversary of Super Mario Maker 2. And June 29th was the 36th anniversary of Coming to America, the 19th anniversary of War of the Worlds, the 17th anniversary of Ratatouille, and the
oh my goodness,
the 26th anniversary of Banjo-Kazooie, and the 20th anniversary of Mega Man Battle Network 4.
That means Cars is turning 18 this year.
Yeah.
We got a couple little bits and pieces of news here. It was announced that over 480 new members are going to be invited. Were invited to join the Academy, including but not limited to TOU, Greta Lee, Kogonada, Boots Riley, Fiona Shaw, Celine Song, Justine Trier, Jessica Alba, Peter Safran, Jason Clark, Fede Alvarez, Sandra Huller, Lily Gladstone, SS Rajamouli, Cord Jefferson, Danielle Brooks, Emma Seligman, Catherine O'Hara, Stephanie Beatriz, Angel Manuel Soto, and Davine Joy Randolph. And also, Inside Out 2 is busting records at the box office as of last week and as of recording this. Last weekend, it earned an additional $100 million in its second domestic weekend, which is just a 35% drop from its opening weekend, the best hold for any major blockbuster in history. And it's only the 7th film ever to gross $100 million plus in its second weekend. And it's already earned $724 million worldwide as of Monday, which is already making it the highest grossing movie of 2024. Currently, as of just before recording this, it is sitting at $880.3 million, and it could easily be on track to be the first movie of 2024 to cross $1 billion. which is amazing.
This, and there was another movie that was in my feed a lot that was talking about how it was starting to actually make a little more money the longer it's been in theaters. It's almost like if you don't completely rely on opening weekend and let movies sit in theaters for a little bit, it makes money.
I saw when the Bike Rider's going on digital?
Yeah.
July 9th.
Yeah.
And it came out last week.
Yeah, it's... we could rant. I think
Lisa Frankenstein went on digital 2 weeks after it came out.
I think
what?
I think we've ranted about this before, so we won't.
We'll
but
save this.
But it's like it's almost like certain companies are making decisions and then not realizing those were the right decisions, and then defaulting back to the thing that people are getting frustrated with.
Exactly.
And anyway, it's
not something we need to get into.
Yeah, it's not something we need to get into right now. But
you got your animes.
Yes, I do. I do have some anime and comic news. Yeah, big chunk of anime news. On June 27th, the first 3 episodes of Suicide Squad Isekai released on Max and Hulu, in which gave us the look at its ending sequence in which Amanda Waller busts down.
I saw a TikTok of that. I was like, what am I watching right now?
Is it not like kind of...
It reminds me of the Robert Rasputin video.
I can't look away.
Exactly,
It's
but
one
you
of those,
want to so bad.
Yeah. Anyway, Kaiju number 8 is officially receiving a second season, and a new Ranma half, I think is how you pronounce it. It might be Ranma 1/2, but I'm pretty sure it's just Ranma half. Mm-hmm. A new anime has been announced for it. It was an anime way back, like I say, way back when, like 80s, 90s anime. We also got creator Koei Horikoshi has confirmed that My Hero Academia is ending this August with only 5 more chapters to go. That's one of my favorite manga and anime, so it's like, oh, man, I hate to see it, but also it's been on for 10 years. It's been ongoing for 10 years, so like at some point he's got to wrap it up and work on something else. Not everything is going to be like One Piece. Segue points for me.
Nice.
Anyway, the One Piece live action series has announced casting for its second season. This includes Werner Coaster as Dory, Brendan Murray as Brogy, Clive Russell as Crocus, Callum Kerr as Smoker, Julia Raywald as Tashigi, Rob Coletti as Waypole, Tai Kyo as Dalton, David Dasmalchian as Mr. 3, Jazara Jaslin as Miss Valentine, Cameron Johnson as Mr. 5, and Daniel Lasker as Mr. 9. And I must say that these castings are, at least visually, and when you got the side-by-side thing like they did with the first season, pretty good.
You got any comics news?
I also do have comics news. Yes, cut
that part out.
That One Piece stuff was just so big. I almost forgot about the comics. I have Marvel news. I don't have any DC news because DC really kind of leaned heavy on their movie and TV stuff this week. So. Marvel Comics announced Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu, a continuation of Jed MacKay, Alessandro Capuccio, and Rochelle Rosenberg's three-year run of the character. The new series will follow the return of Mark Spector. Marvel has also announced a Marvel Comics Cross Godzilla collaboration with 21 different comic covers to feature art of the kaiju fighting or being alongside Marvel heroes. The one I saw was a venomized Godzilla with Miles like swinging towards them. We also got the announcement for Sentinels by Alex Packnadel and Justin Mason, and Mystique by Declan Shalvey. Both 5-issue miniseries are spin-offs of the From the Ashes X-Men era and launched this October.
We got the V52 Expo was this week. VOT International hosted an expo. All that was like, I can't tell if it was like a real expo or something like that, but it's from the Boys series. Creator Eric Kripke said it was obviously a parody of Marvel and DC announcing extended film slates, and he wanted to have like and stretching out their central stories while he is neatly wrapping his up in 5 seasons. And he wanted to have like come up with plots for every single movie before they announced it. So it was a little bit of a joke there. It also featured the first look at Webweaver, which arrives in next week's episode, and that's a real thing. But moving on to our normal Marvel and DC news. In DC, Superman, the kickoff of James Gunn's DCU, David Cornsweat Superman will have the yellow logo on his cape as revealed in set photos with him, Mr. Terrific. Also, I saw Beck Bennett is going to be like a reporter with like the mustache, the sports dude.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's I think we talked about it before. No, we talked about...
You talked about like the guy.
The sailor guy.
Yeah.
But that character, also perfect for Beck Bennett because he is a little bit of a...
hey! Something like that.
Like, I mean,
he's got like a full mustache.
This is a recent example, but in My Adventures with Superman, the animated series, there's an episode where Jimmy Olsen gets kind of left behind by Superman and Lois, who are having like their own thing. So he's like, "Man, where are they? Like, I haven't seen them all day." And so he gets stuck with the character Beck Bennett's playing, doing a sports article thing. And anyway, he's like, "You go under my wing, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about work." The ladies, like he's that kind of character where he's
kind of like Cliff from Cheers.
Yeah.
The Batman 2, Andy Serkis reveals the film will begin filming in early 2025. Of course, he played Alfred in it. And then Lanterns, the Green Lantern show, that's part of the DCU that James Gunn says basically like True Detective. Greenlit for 8 episodes. It will follow Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan as they are drawn into an Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Chris Mundy, who served as showrunner for Ozark, will also return as showrunner for this, with Damon Lindelof and Tom King co-writing, and along with other big-budget Warner Brothers shows, including like Welcome to Derry, the It prequel. It's being moved from Max originals to airing on HBO and being labeled as HBO originals as well.
So making Lanterns I mean, it's going to be, Detective. It's 8 episodes, so it's probably not going to be a weekly, but like making Lanterns.
Oh no, if it's HBO, it might be weekly.
I mean, like the overall story of the show.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be like a mini series kind of thing.
That's what I'm.
But making it like a cop show, or not a cop show, but like the murder of the week, that kind of, that's perfect because I don't think a lot of people I don't think a lot of the stories, at least when Green Lantern makes it to movies, he's usually a side character and stuff. No, we don't get really the fact that the Green Lantern are the police of space. Yeah. So it's like
Lantern Corps, isn't it?
Yeah, they're the Lantern Corps, and so it's like it's pretty. That's a pretty cool. That's not the concept I would have thought of. I would have thought it would have just been an origin story of one of the Green Lanterns, and then multiple Green Lanterns also happen to be a part of it and stuff. Yeah, but
it's like a unique take, but also like you're kind of like
unique take, but also like that makes sense. Like just the way their place in the DC universe, that makes sense. Yeah, and Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart being teamed up is pretty exciting.
Like True Detective. I mean, he literally says like True Detective.
Yeah.
On the Marvel side, we got our first official look at Agatha All Along, featuring Catherine Hahn, Patti LuPone, and Sashir Zameda. They're like looking into like some kind of like basement, and it's basically they're like a bunch of witches that don't have their own coven, so they called it covenless witches. Hit Monkey season 2 got a new poster. It was announced this week that Marvel Studios will officially return to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year. And then they officially launched the official Marvel podcast is what it's called. And on that, Kevin Feige came on for the debut episode, talked a little bit about the Fantastic Four and Deadpool and Wolverine. He confirmed that it is a period piece set in the 1960s, and also teased that the film is set in an alternate universe to the main MCU. Welcome to week 7 of Deadpool and Wolverine news, which I will honestly be upset if we don't have at least something every week up until the movie comes out, because there's still a month before it comes out. New international poster and a new IMAX poster with Deadpool, Wolverine, and Dogpool released this month, and they released a new teaser, featured the first look at Sabretooth, which I believe they released it because it comes out in exactly a month. I think they released it on that day, the 26th. And then Hugh Jackman commented on feeling rejuvenated returning as Wolverine. Quote, "From emotion, humor, dialogue, and action, everything felt new and fresh to me. There was not a day where I wasn't in tears laughing. I'm 25 years in, man, and it feels better than ever." Which I love to hear him say that.
Because he was he's reluctant to come back after Logan. So like,
and that's not all the news we have this week, but that's all we're going to mention.
That's all we're going to fit in this week. Yeah.
For celebrity deaths this week, we unfortunately did have a lot that happened. Tamayo Perry was 49. He was a surfer, lifeguard, and actor known for the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. He died in a shark attack this week. Sarah Becker was 52. She's from MTV's Real World Miami. Julio Fulio, 26, was a rapper shot while celebrating his birthday in Florida. Sika Anoa'i, I probably butchered that wrong. He was 79, WWE Hall of Famer and father of wrestling star Roman Reigns. Kinky Friedman, 79, he was a satirical musician and writer. Shifty Shellshock, he was 49. The Crazy Town singer, he died of an accidental overdose. Bill Cobbs of The Bodyguard and Night at the Museum fame, amongst many others, was 90. He passed away this week. Taiki Matsuno, 56. He was the voice of SpongeBob in Japan since season 4, and Ling Tong in Dynasty Warriors, passed away this week. As of yesterday, we found out Martin Mull, he was 80. He played Colonel Mustard in Clue, and he was been in a bunch of shows from Arrested Development, Veep, Roseanne, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You said Danny Phantom,
Sabrina Teenage, just a lot of stuff.
A lot of comedic. My sources this week were Movie Insider, Deadline, comicbook.com, Famous Birthdays, Entertainment Weekly, Collider, The Playlist, Vanity Fair, Variety, at Popverse Says, Katsuka, the official Marvel podcast, Video Games Chronicle, at eTalk CTV, Men's Health, Empire, Hollywood Reporter, The Mainichi, Podcrushed, Animation Magazine, and ET Online.
My sources this week were IGN, Discussing Film, Nintendo Life, Variety, Screen Rant, comicbook.com, and official sites and socials. And I believe crunchyroll.com.
Welcome to our new tier list for the month of July. We decided this month to rank fictional detectives on how well they can figure out who Batman is.
Yeah.
What Batman's secret identity is. We'll start with, there's 35 of these. We'll do 7 a week. We'll start with the famous Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Quite possibly the most famous fictional detective of all time.
Now, where do we want to rank him? Because my first
we're
thought
including
is,
Watson too.
Yeah, we're going to include Watson in this. So our rules were, singular detectives. If they have like a Watson, we'll include them with that because usually the Watson doesn't act on its own. And then if there's like certain specific famous detective teams that work as a unit,
yes,
which I don't think we're going to get to either of those today,
no.
But anyway, they will also be included as one spot on the ranking. Yeah. So yeah, we'll include Watson with this because Watson is an essential part of how he really talks to people. So
so Holmes and Watson.
Could Holmes and Watson figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman? I think yes.
I think it's for sure yes.
Absolutely yes, because Sherlock is just great at reading people.
Yeah.
And then with Watson's help to try to go undercover or anything, if this is specifically something they're trying to like figure out, go out of their way to figure out, Watson would,
Bruce Wayne, follow Bruce Wayne or something like that. Where did you think him gut-wise?
Gut tells me S.
My gut was saying S or A.
And but how quickly do you think it would be an immediate just look at him and be like, oh yeah, that's Bruce Wayne?
I don't think it would be immediate. I don't think it would be too long though. I think he figured out, and I'm gonna say
if they worked on a mystery together, he would most definitely begin to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think S tier.
S tier.
Yeah.
The OG Sherlock Holmes. Next up, Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Because Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Bats. I'm just laughing at Jim Carrey just looking at Batman and being like, hey.
I hate to say it.
D.
I think, yeah.
It has. I mean, there's too
much wacky. There would be too much wackiness going on for him to really figure it out. Yeah. Now, if he needed to find Bat Cow, I'm sure you could get him to find Bat Cow, but that's not what we're ranking for. So
he finds the penguin. He's looking for like an actual penguin, and he thinks it's one of Penguin's like little penguin dudes in the Lego Batman movie. Next up is Amy Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. By the books. She probably wouldn't. If Batman was real, or if Batman existed in the Brooklyn Nine-Nine universe, she would not like him. No. I want to say B.
I was going to say C. I feel like she could probably figure it out if she did real digging.
But I feel like she's also afraid to cross the line.
There would be some lines that she would need to cross.
Yeah, and I don't think she's capable of doing that.
So we'll say C.
C. Basil
of Baker Street.
the Great Mouse Detective, Basil.
That's just Mouse
Basically
Sherlock Holmes.
What do we say? He can also get into the Batcave a lot more easier than Sherlock Holmes
He could, because he's a mouse.
Yeah, and then just follow up. Next thing you know, he's in the mansion.
Yeah.
Or Wayne Manor, I should say. I'm thinking S.
You're thinking S? Because I was going to say he's Mouse Sherlock Holmes, so I would say maybe A.
A?
Because there are some he does, like, he's a very good detective, but there are things that he figures out a lot less and different, because of circumstances and how. So
yeah, that's
I would
true.
say his Watson isn't as great, because Watson's a good detective kind of on his own.
Yeah.
I would say, what's it, Mr.
I forget.
Dr. Dotson or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A.
So I would say A, because he's a
eventually.
little more hindered, but he'd get there eventually.
Yeah, not as quickly as Sherlock would. We got Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc. Could Benoit Blanc, or will he just lose his mind before he gets there? He just step in the Gotham, but by the end of it, he's just got a room full of like the Rogues Gallery. It's just like, y'all are about to make me lose my mind.
The Knives Out ensemble of Batman universe would be Bruce Wayne, Alfred,
Oliver
Robin,
I mean, not in
Barbara.
Gotham, but yeah, Barbara. Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon would be there.
I would throw Ted Kord in there, Blue Beetle.
Ted Kord.
And Oliver Queen, Green Arrow.
Lucius Fox.
Lucius Fox. Detective Montoya.
Montoya, yeah.
Detective Harvey Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be like the ensemble of that movie.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Let's just list DC
that's
characters
not
and ignore the actual.
Exactly.
I want to say.
I feel like he's
pretty. I would say he's A.
A. That's what
yeah, because he's pretty. I mean, just the first movie alone, where him being like, "Oh, I know you had a connection to the murder because of this minuscule spot of blood on your shoes." So like,
exactly.
Spoiler alert for the
sweater.
And different. He's like Sherlock Holmes, but even more on the verge of just being like, screw it, I'm out of here.
Exactly, and that's where the Southern kicks in.
So
no. Now we got the Bones duo.
Could the Bones duo figure out Bruce Wayne was Batman?
Here's the thing.
Without
they investigate like bones.
They investigate forensic stuff. Yeah, Batman doesn't leave bodies, but.
By the way, this is not commenting on how good of detectives they are.
Yeah, this is commenting on with the skills we know they have. Could they figure out
if Batman
was Bruce Wayne.
Who Batman is?
Yeah.
I think the big kicker for me is that he doesn't leave bodies.
He doesn't leave bodies, but that doesn't mean they can't
do anything.
Look at live bodies.
Yeah.
Or
C?
Were you gonna say C? Because I was.
Were you thinking B?
I was thinking like a low B.
Low B.
C plus, B minus, that kind of thing. You're in the BC range.
Yeah.
Let's put him in B, and if anyone says anything to us, we might reconsider. But I would say if they were able to, because they do forensic evidence. You know, it's mostly focused on finding old bodies. But say they find a body that was left behind by Hush or the Joker. And so that leads them to crossing paths with Batman.
Yeah.
Then they'll be where does that lead?
Exactly.
That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
So they would be able to find things that way, So
start their own investigation.
Yeah. Or never mind. I was going to say, or maybe they were the ones that investigate that looked at Martha and Thomas's bodies, and so they just know by looking. Oh, it's that Bruce kid from that while back. But that's a whole.
Yeah.
That's fan fiction we're writing at this point. So, and the last one of this week.
Last one, Castle, and we are including
Castle
Beckett.
and Beckett. D.
D.
Yeah,
D?
I believe I
feel like it's too much of a goofball.
Maybe C.
I feel like it's a low C, but
it's
no
a
more
low.
Than C.
It's a no more than C. Only because.
Put it what C?
Well, let's just put it in C. We'll put them in C. They might get there. They might have gotten there eventually because Castle would be like, wouldn't it be funny I mean, if my old college buddy Bruce was the best. I mean, like from a story writing point, it makes sense.
Exactly.
His parent, and then Beckett the whole time is like, it's not Bruce Wayne.
I forget he's an author.
Yeah. So Beckett the whole time is like, it's not. Yeah, a rich guy's going to look out for the time, for the little, like she's going to have that whole like.
No sense.
Yeah.
And at the end, he'll like give her his mouth and be like, "See,
yeah,
I told you." With that little suave look he's got.
Yeah, he at the end of the episode, he somehow gets a batarang, and so he's like, "I got a batarang." Yeah. Anyway,
we need to preface this we're already a fifth of the way into it by saying there are going to be some detectives you might think of that we didn't include. Is because neither of us have seen it. Like
either neither of us seen it, or we only have 5 Mondays to go through so many fictional detectives.
We didn't include CSI.
Yeah, we didn't include. We didn't include any of the CSIs. We didn't include what did you say?
Veronica Mars.
Yeah, Veronica Mars.
Just stuff that we haven't seen, so we wouldn't be. All of these are going to be where like either one or both of us.
Yeah.
Have seen
it enough.
Deduct from there.
So. And this one's a little more We wanted it to be a little more scattered than last time because last time we did ABC order. We did ABC order for the first 2, and this time we're like, oh, let's just get it, because if we did ABC order, we'd go through a lot of the pretty good ones pretty fast, and then the kind of the funny ones.
We kicked off with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, so like we got that one out of the. I'm glad we got that one out of the way, because that one's like just immediate. Like,
it's like
come on, it's Sherlock Holmes.
You got Sherlock Holmes, and you got like maybe 1 or 2 more on here that we haven't gotten to yet. You immediately think of.
And this is probably going to be a low tier heavy list.
Oh yeah.
But because we've included some,
especially when you get to that one.
Yeah, especially Anyway,
we're not gonna bring them up. We're not gonna spoil you who we got in store here, but we got some pretty good ones here. Absurd ones.
Yeah.
And that'll be it for this week's episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. We thank you for joining us for yet another week of your recap of your nerdy news.
You can find the podcast on all social medias at Mondays for Nerds. You can find me, Tristan Stump, at Sir Stumpsalot or Sir Stumpsalot17 on most social medias, and
me at Poe the Panda 001 on Twitter. I don't know my other stuff off the top of my head.
And you're honestly, Twitter's the only one you really tweet, and you don't even tweet that much, so But
when I do, it's about the bike riders, and it gets major action somehow.
Yeah, or just random animal facts that are kind of disturbingly intertwined with your. You don't have to. No, that they can go discover that for themselves.
I need to send you a meme about something that was kind of like that. It's basically my dolphin one, but at a different level.
I gotta make the murder board one where he's all disheveled. That's you with dolphin farts.
Me with dolphin various marine animal noises. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it do be raining out there, so we're gonna wrap up.
You might have heard it.
So we're gonna wrap up here so Jay can get home safe. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.